In a moment or two, we're going to get cracking, fly some big eagles and vultures in this arena for you. Before we get started, I'll introduce myself. My name is Ben. This is the lovely Rebecca. My beautiful dogs in the front of the van are Eagle and Vultures sat in the back ready for some breakfast today. Just before we start flying, I'm going to run you through a little bit of health and safety. Nothing too serious, it's merely guidelines so you know what to expect and maybe what to do if things don't go quite according to plan. You can get quite excited at venues like this now and again. First and most importantly, it must be only myself and Rebecca in the arena throughout the flying display. No over-enthusiastic photographers, wiggly giggly small children, or furry four-legged creatures joining in with this one, please. If you're eating today, we expect food a big part of any event like this, but be sensible with your food. Don't stand waving your bacon sandwich in the air while a hungry vulture circles overhead. I say that, people smile back at you to say, yeah, all right, mate. I do the shows every single week of the summer, and I see husband and wife, it's always the husband, get me another one of them, they're good, I need another one. You're going to need another one, you keep waving it in the air, lad. And last of all, although we've been here 5 years now, and I love this show, there's just so much happening, it's a brilliant place to work and fly. This year, we can't be where we usually are. Usually we're sighted next to Trevor on the sheep show just there. Because it's all on stubble, my birds don't do very well when you sit them on that for long term. It's kind of bad for their health. So we're way off site on a camping area. Grass around us, it's brilliant. But that means the birds don't really wake up with the show. They sort of wake up with like Dave and Doris sat opposite them, do you know what I mean? So when they open that box just then, they see all this. It is a bit of a surprise. So what I'm getting to is this. If at any one point today while flying an eagle or a vulture looks like it's going to crash into you, it probably is. Get out of the way, all right? You have to work with me. I'll begin all my displays no matter where we are, big or small, with a bird in the top middle box. For the last 11 years we have worked together and he is spectacular to get the ball rolling. His name is Arthur, and Arthur is a Tanzanian white-headed vulture. A huge bird, a wingspan just over 6 feet and weighing a whopping 11 pounds. He's a big old lad. Let's get him up and get him going now. A little bit of breeze coming slightly down the hill today means he's going to have to take a little bit of a different flight path. But we should be in for a bit of a treat as we bring him, oh, going again, as we bring him round and fetch him into the middle with his first flight. Look at that today, good lad. Give him a nice big round of applause, guys, get him in a good mood. Something to come out of that box and they go, get stuff, look at that. It's like monster trucks, steam engines, nitrous powered tractors, big wheels. Doesn't really say welcome vulture, does it, you know? Let me tell you a bit about him and hopefully he'll do a bit of flying while I get on with it. He's a red list endangered species. White-headed vultures are really special things. A red list endangered species means that in a few short years, unless something pretty drastic happens, we're going to lose that bird for good in the wilds of Africa. We'll talk more about that in a minute or two's time, but more interestingly, how did that end up living with us at the top of North Yorkshire? As you can tell, I'm not from this part of the world with this accent. Well, this is kind of good. Arthur, you see, was originally wild taken, brought into captivity to go in a breeding project, but the breeding project never worked out. It never worked out because Arthur doesn't like girls. Somewhat tricky to explain to an audience, I'm sure you'll appreciate. I would skirt on the subject and talk about the wonderful work conservation groups and falconry projects worldwide do for species such as this. But now and again while doing displays, you'll be heckled from the audience, and a lady shouted out to me, "How do you know he doesn't like girls?" I was there at the start, madam. I was involved in the project. But how do you know? I want to know. I thought, you're not going to shut up. I'll tell you. I know Arthur doesn't like female vultures because he unfortunately ate the first one. 18 months later tried to eat the second, and 3 years later tried to eat the third. If you'd eaten your breeding partner, madam, it's no longer a conservation aim project. You can make it up, could you? Instead, this is his job. He's the PR guy for what myself and Bex have got. I begin all my displays with him, do the school educational visits and talks and so on. I start with him because it sort of gives you a chance to come over and have a little look, and you can hear what it's all about. We basically get paid to attend a show like this, put on a flying display like you see right now, and that money goes back into helping birds like Arthur have a bit of a future. Duck, mate, look at that. You see, he's not in a breeding programme, but we have a breeding pair of white-headed vultures at home. Stellar sea eagles, white-tailed sea eagles, bald eagles, steppe eagles, caracaras. The list is massive, and crackers. All that takes a vast amount of money to make it work and go forward. So I use my Eagle and Vulture show to fund my own little private breeding project. I don't pay the mortgage or the bills with it. Myself and Rebecca are commercial bird scarers. We work on airports and helipads and scare away problem flocks of seagulls with great big nasty peregrine falcons. So that's what I pay the bills with. This sort of looks after it. And it's kind of nice to think that vulture is looking after the next generation of vultures. Just takes a bit of getting right, you know? Right, son, bit of a shake of the feathers? I think we can do this today, eh? He always sort of does better after you give him a chance to have a little shake of the feathers. There we go, right? We'll send him out this time, bring him down to ground level. On a grass arena, this next bit works brilliantly well, but on a stubble arena, it can be quite interesting. We'll see what happens. We need him out, in, and back onto the floor, and it'll all make a bit of sense in a moment or two. We've got a little bit of breeze coming down a hill. It doesn't really scream, lift, and helping these birds fly, but it does mean that we're all getting a good view of him flying as he's working the circuit. So we'll sneak you out that way, mate. Carefully, good lad. I'll make my way up here. I am going to be back to a lot of you today, but we'll try and make sure you all get a good old view. Watch out just down there, it can be a bit closer comfort. We'll bring him in, pop him just down there. Watch this. Down on ground level, in Africa, it's a dangerous place to be. When you're on the floor, you must look serious. This is Arthur's I'm as hard as nails walk. Don't mess with me, I'll eat grandma and a Westie. He just looks spectacular, doesn't he? Head back, chest out like a 15-year-old boy walking through a town. I love it, mate. It's a bit of body language, backed up by beautiful pinks and blues and orange on the face. That is the business end of a vulture. They are a carrion feeding creature, designed to clear of all the things in Africa once they come to the end of their life. Large fallen stock such as wildebeest and gazelle are what Arthur is designed to easily survive on. Right, mate? Good start today. Got about 30 minutes or so left. We've got quite a lot to try and squeeze into this display, so we'll do our best if we can do to show you a good one. We're going to send him out this time. I'm going to give you a helping hand. Look at that. It's stone in this ground. It's kind of tricky to get a perch in for a stable beginning, but we'll see if we can do it like this. I'm going to stand like that. You be polite to me, please. Do not bite me thumb. I can see you thinking about it. We'll send him out one more time, bring him in, get him under control. Myself and Bex will fly the next bird together for you in a moment's time. We work this next one as a pair. It'll make a bit of sense in a moment. But first of all, though, we need one more from you. What are you watching up there? Ignore this eagle, all right? You're a big old scary vulture. You can see him planning this now. I'm just holding this perch. When he boots off from it, it's going to move an awful lot under his legs. And I want a good kickstart. There we go. All right, watch out. We'll swing him out nice and wide, and as he goes right down by the side of the tent there, bring him back into the middle. The finish is a bit of flying with it absolutely perfect, wonderfully well timed. Emergency, stop. Let's get rid of him, right, son? A little bit fiddly this next bit, bear with me a moment. I've got to get this radio tracking device off Arthur. Now, I don't like radio tracking devices. I never have liked them. For 9 years, myself and Rebecca got away without using the things, on the theory that if we lost the bird, we'd generally be able to find it pretty quick. I don't like using them because this very vulture on my arm here actually ate 11 tracking devices in the first 7 months of working with him. And if he eats something like that with a lithium battery, it's inside him. You've got to get it out pretty quick, you know? So we went, nah, stuff it, we aren't using it. And a couple of years ago, I lost that very vulture at the Bath and West Show, and for 7 days chased it all over Somerset. You might have seen it, it was on the TV and all sorts. So we came up with quite an industrial thing like this, and it just about works. It's a bit fiddly to get on him, but we can nearly make it happen. Next one, bit different. We fly him together because he's a bit nervous around people and the audience. He can be kind of tricky when you fly at busy events like this, but we'll see how it works. He is a bald eagle, all the way from America. Well, if I'm honest with you, he's actually captive bred on the outskirts of London. Sold to a guy in Lincolnshire who bought him because he liked all things American. If you like all things American, wear a t-shirt with a flag on it and listen to country and western music. Don't bite, get it, you big little thing, go around. Back to you, Bex. A bald eagle. Oh, it'll make sense in a minute why I moved across there like Usain Bolt then, right? They require vast amounts of flying, a huge enclosure, an interesting diet. I'm here, thank you. And now and again, you just get one that's a bit of a woodier, and he is a bit of a woodier. The guy was selling him after keeping him for 5 years. He hadn't flown him for fear of losing him, but he was a nice, steady eagle. I thought, I like the look of this. I'm going to buy him. I bought him, took him back home to Yorkshire, and began to train him. I quickly found out he was spectacular at flying in a straight line. Ask him to turn a corner, think on the wing, or return to you if he loses sight of you, and it all goes drastically wrong. Hence the reason I was legging it to you guys then. This eagle, if it loses sight of me or Rebecca, because he's a bit of a daydreamer, at any one point in the show, his default setting is to simply land and wait to be collected. The last thing Big Pete's monster truck show needs is my bald eagle sat in front of the caravan as they're driving over it, you know? Imagine being me when that happens, when you see your eagle just go out of sight and land across a showground, knowing fine well he's just going to sit there till you go and get him. Because I walk around the shores on an evening time, I go for a jog with my dogs and stuff like that, and I see things on marquees that concern me. National Chihuahua, AGN 10. StrokeAguineapig.com. And equally horrendous things that don't need my eagle joining in with their stand, you know. Also, it's not good for him. He blooming hates it. He likes this. This is all right. He doesn't like that big scary world out there. So I've got to keep him watching me, and he just zones out. There we go, well done. But when he's on track, he's brilliant. Bear in mind what you see here today is a little glimpse of what he can do. We can only do what you can do in a small arena like this. At home we can fly nearly half a mile up and down the field, 20 or 30 times, and he's brilliant. He can be blowing a gale. I've got videos of him flying in 60-mile-an-hour winds, and he's spectacular. But at a show you've got to be sensible, and that is a big old eagle. Why have you got a bald eagle? We understand the importance of breeding vulture in captivity. Nearly all the species in the world are in decline. But bald eagles aren't. They're doing remarkably well. Well, they do well because in the wild there's a lot of them now, and they also breed kind of well in captivity too. I thought that's great. Let's buy him a female, give him a girlfriend, and give him a job. If we can breed a young bald eagle, we'll train that one and fly it, leave the adult pair together. With a bit of luck, we can then use them as foster parents to rear more awkward to get going chicks. Crowned eagle, white-headed vulture, cara are renowned for being pretty rubbish at being mum and dad. So we can use our bald eagle pair to hopefully do that job for us. And with a bit of luck, gently, we may have a good future with him. So he has a very small part in the show. He does it mega well. We very rarely get problems, although nearly today. So give him a nice big round of applause. Let's get him out of the way. I'll leave you with this one and that one, eh? I left the guy's house in Lincolnshire, rang him up, I thought, never ever asked you what you called your bald eagle. Always good practice to keep an animal's name when it changes owner. I call him Conan, after the famous barbarian. I thought, aye, all right, lad. Changed his name to Barry. It's just a bit more of a Barry than a barbarian. Right, let's get that stamped in there, we'll go a bit smaller next of all. Bottom left-hand side of the van is the beautiful and unusual little Thelma, an African hooded vulture, about a third the size of that bald eagle, just 4 pounds in weight. This little vulture is a fantastic flyer. Let's get her rigged up for a bit of tracking equipment like that, give you a chance to have a nosy around, and you can go and do whatever you want, crack on with it. Quite likes this arena, this vulture. She'll be on there in a moment or two's time, on there, and she just cracks on with her job. Hooded vulture. Same place Arthur's from, and also wild taken. Let me tell you the story about her and see what we can get her to do today. This little hooded vulture brought into the UK to join 5 other vultures, making potentially 3 breeding pairs in a large northern zoo. What a great thing. In the wild they're found in groups. Let's try and keep them in groups in captivity, and with a bit of luck we can get some success. Sounds good. Unfortunately that little vulture there, grumpy, bad-tempered, and does not mix well with others. The zoo tried all sorts, weeks turned into months, and 18 months down the line, that was still causing trouble. The other 5 vultures hated it and it weren't getting on with them. The zoo decided they would rehome trouble-causing Thelma, and she would come and live with me. Arriving in a massive wooden box on a Wednesday morning, I took her out and gave her the once-over. Quickly discovering we were going to have problems. Her 2 toes on her right foot were bright pink and quite badly bruised. But nobody seemed to know what had really gone on. A trip to the vet revealed in fact it wasn't bruising on those 2 toes, but instead the start of frostbite. Now frostbite's serious for anything but a creature on its legs all day. It could be life-threatening. So for the next 6 weeks medication, cream and spray was used. But it never changed, it got worse. We thought we'd best get cracking. Away to the vets and an operation was booked in. It lasted 45 minutes, resulted in Thelma having 2 toes chopped off and cost £1,700. Felt terrible, me. Not for the money side of it. You pay what you pay to keep animals right. I work with them every day. I just thought, that's down to people, that. I'll do everything I can to make sure this vulture has a great life. All my vultures go into warm, heated enclosures in winter. The diet is changed to help them get through the cold weather the north of England has to offer. Now, it may be cold in Africa, but it's very rarely cold and wet for long periods of time, and that's the problem. I never really had to train her. She's 23 years old. Oldest bird in that van. This vulture has been flying 2 years longer and I've been doing this as a job. So what I've got to do is that. Hold my hands open and leave her to work it out. I can sneak the odd double circuit in now and again too. You've got to sort of time it correct. If she gets the right height at that point, I can usually get it out of her. We may be able to try it on this one, watch. So I'm going to hold my hands out, send it a bit further away just there. Then she looks back over her shoulder. I'm going to keep my hands out like this. I don't want you in, Thelma. Jigger off, go away. Look at her going, get stuffed. I'm coming in no matter what, here I am. Because she's clever. She knows she'll get away with murder. But down on ground level's kind of good. Because she can't really walk around the place like she owns it. This is a 4-pound vulture. She'll sort of like suspiciously shuffle along the floor and keep looking back over her shoulder in case a hyena's going to sneak out from under the van and gobble her up, you know? It's like 2 steps forward and a step back behind you. You can see her watching all the time, look. If you kneel down in the middle, she'll leg it across towards you and greedily feed from your hand. But the minute that food's gone, she'll leave you quicker than a stabbed rat. You can't get near her. And I've always quite liked that. I don't like that whole poke and stroke type falconry you often see at shows nowadays where barn owls are getting passed backwards and forwards to kids for £3 photographs. I just think it looks horrible, me. It's a right shame. I like my birds to be proper wild, you know, have a nice life and hopefully generate a few quid that takes them further forward. Right, young lady, got a lot to crack on with. This is Thelma absolutely flat out, by the way, now, look at that. That is her rushing to that perch. Right, good girl, you take your time. They're funny about stubble, you know. And I had to really dig my heels in this year to get that pitch off site. It's just an unusual surface for birds to get their head round. And she's not a big fan of it. As you saw with Arthur earlier on, he just about tolerates it. Right, can we have you up on here? Bit of a game changer this week. Got a little part of my show right now that I won't like. The last 3 years has never gone well. I'm going to ask her to take off in 3 seconds' time. And hopefully she will, because the last 2 days she has. Until we arrived here though, she has never done this next bit on time at all. My mate Trevor on that stage is laughing now because he doesn't reckon it'll go on time today. I tell you it will, watch. Have a shake first, darling, and we'll get cracking. Right, okay. 3, 2, 1, go! Just jump forward. We've done it for 9 years. I knew you'd do this today. Desperate for freedom, she bursts into action, longing to soar and be loose of a tether, to fly one more time. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh. Second time, lucky. Give her a great big round of applause. A beautiful little Thelma working her socks off today. I knew it were too good to be true. Look at it now. She's just gone, you're going to put me back in that van. You can get lost because you can't reach me here. Back in the van means not much more food, doesn't it? Until later on in the afternoon when we come back in your ear at 2 o'clock. I've got to now bribe her back across towards me, and I can see that my vulture is quickly training me and not me training her. Right, going to get a bit tricky next of all. Got a couple of massive eagles to fly for you, and these 2 are belters to watch. We'll finish with the biggest one, I think, but this one is the trouble causer, do not worry. The UK has 2 types of eagle. We have the globally famous golden eagle. For the last 4,000 years since falconry began, golden eagle have been used around the world to catch a variety of things. You see, falconry is the use of a trained bird of prey to catch something. It's not a guy stood in a ring doing a display like this. Golden eagle are spectacular. Rabbit, hare, fox, wolf, goose, the menu goes on and on. For the reason that they like to catch things and the menu is enormous, I don't fly golden eagles in public displays. You've only got a glance around the show now. I see whippet, I see mongrel dogs, I see chihuahuas, I see Bichon, and all these furry, 4-legged little menus, you know. So I like the other eagle the UK has got. We call that a white-tailed sea eagle. Although bigger than the golden eagle, more timid by nature, and not as likely to go and gobble up someone's pet dog. This white-tailed sea eagle is 14 pounds in weight, has a wingspan of 8 feet, and was captive bred in Kazakhstan State Zoo. We'll come to all that in a minute. The unusual story to go with this very eagle, it is the only eagle in 20 years of working with them that has successfully grabbed me around the head and face with both its feet. I said that recently, and the guy in the audience said to me, she wouldn't have meant it, Ben, it would have been an accident. I was there, you know. grabbed me like I was a 14-stone fish, gave me a good old shake, let go, and walked off very happy with itself. This next eagle is a horrible eagle. It doesn't like me, and I don't like it. But we have a boyfriend to buy for her, a massive breeding enclosure to finish building, and we best come up with a bit of a plan of how it's all going to work. So, I'm going to keep out of your way, and you're going to keep out of my way. Look at the size of the thing. We're going to work for Rabbit today, see if we can get some good flying from her. She's a prickly pear at the moment, and has been a bit awkward and choosy this year. We're going to set her off and see what she does. The better she gets, the more food she gets. Dead simple, okay? We're going to change the food from chicken to rabbit if she really pulls out all the stops, and if she tries it on, we'll have to get her back in the van. Starting off nice and gently, then sending across over the heavy horse arena. This big old eagle will fly well today. Look at this. What a belter there. Let's bring her in over that corner just there. Nice chunk of rabbit to meet her. Give her a great big round of applause. We can crack on with this. Captain Fred in Kazakhstan State Zoo brought into the UK to join the bird of prey team at Warwick Castle. The lads there are brilliant, the best eagle trainers in the country, and I've known them all my career, but that wouldn't settle down. Medieval reenactment, trebuchet, knights on horseback were all a bit much for our new eagle to get its head round. A deal was hatched. She would come and live with me. I would have her on a 6-week trial. If we got on with each other, I'd have the opportunity to buy her at the end of the trial. I thought, fantastic. If now else, I get 6 weeks to work with her, you know? For 6 weeks, this eagle was as good as it gets. It never put a wing, foot, or beak out of place. I thought, I love this thing, I'm having this. I wrote a cheque, put the cheque in the post, and 3 days later, it grabbed my head. It'd say, "Had you fooled you, Wally? 6 weeks you believed me, now I'm yours, I'm going to get you," you know? When an eagle that size, I got pulled up on this the other day, I'm going to be dead straight with you. When an eagle that size grabs your head, there's no manual, you know. Look at figure 2-1 and realise you just got to get the thing off you, haven't you? I thought, no way. I've had it close in the past, but not that, right round the top. What do you do? For 6 weeks, I trained her to hand signals like that. Stood wide open for 6 weeks, bag of food strapped to the side of me. She was brand new. And she went, "You stand like that every day, mate, I'm going to give you the kicking of your life and nick that bag of food clean off you." I didn't left myself wide open, and of course, I got a bit of a kicking. I think to do this type of a job, this eagle probably has to be a little bit crackers. It's a bit like a pop star walking on stage. They're not all wired up right, are they? They've got to be a bit like that. I let go of that eagle in a place most of you lot wouldn't dare let your dogs off. There's a couple around the arena now that look fired up and ready to join in with the show today. I've seen your wiggly dogs over there, all right? And it's just tricky for me to get it right with her. She'll do it. You've got to watch her though, because she's always looking for a sneaky way of getting one over on me. So I work behind her. I don't fly her to my hand. I try and keep her as tired as possible and busy as it can be. If I wanted to take off, you put your hands in the air like that. You give her a little signal like that. And that sort of sets the thing in motion, look. Right now, cogs are turning. She's going, right, okay. He's asked me to fly. How can I get out and get back in amongst all this chaos, you know? She's now got to get out and catch a bit of breeze. I don't want to stray too far away at a show like this. There's a lot going on. But I do want a better flight than that. That was a bit rubbish. So I'm going to go back to chicken and not rabbit and give her a small bit. And she will be furious about this. But we'll see if we can push her a touch further away in a moment or two. That's a UK eagle. The 4th largest eagle in the world lives in the UK. Mad to think that. Where I am in Yorkshire, about 4 hours driving northwest into Scotland, we'll find you where these things are. And it's incredible. In the 70s, the last true wild one was shot. In the 80s, they introduced them. And now, 40 years on, we're seeing the fantastic efforts of all that hard work from a very small group of people. There are now 50 to 60 breeding pair of whitetail, many more individuals. They go over the west, north and northeast coast. The Orkney's had a young chick this year hatch, and it's brilliant to think that these things are there now to stay. Not everyone's mad keen, and not everyone likes a fox or a badger, you know, it's part of life, you just got to deal with it or not. Not sure how this will work. Yeah, I do know that's what you're coming in for me, you big honourable thing. Kind of thought she'd go whipping past me there, scare you lot after death. Backfired on me next, she went, "No, I'm coming to get you, mate." I bring her to the floor on those moments there. It'll be furious about being on the floor. Look at that look now. Ugh. Stubble? Do you know what I am? They don't like it, don't look at it. Oh, yes. Well, don't try and grab me head and I won't make you sit on the spiky stuff. Right now then, we need to try we can and get her out. Back in for a nice one, and then get out. And then hopefully under control. Don't want to fight with you. So I'm going to try and tell her that I don't want to fight with her, look. He's going to take the glove off and just do that. Then she's going, all right. Now to really grab hold of that, I like to grab hold of the glove usually and swing a loose foot round and grab somewhere else. That's how she tends to be, so we're just going to try and calm her down a moment now. We need it up on that perch. Anytime soon will be good. Then we'll try and send her off. How far do you send it? How high do you ask her to go? Falconers love to see eagles soar, but there'll be hardly any of you here that are actually falconers. The general public just love to see eagles have a nice fly about. If it starts soaring, and it can spectacularly well, it soared at the game fair for 3.5 hours on the afternoon display. I couldn't get near the thing. I can't call them back in, they enjoy it. It's warm, it's lovely, that rising air is brilliant. You won't come back from down there into this field if you're a white-tailed eagle, would you? You'd just stay up there and have a great day. And we're off from the floor, watch out at the edge, it's a low start. It should be kind of good though, watch. She'll go out, look back over her shoulder there. It's a close flight, not very good. We're going to give her a small bit of food. We've got to work hard now. But I can't push me luck too much. I can see she's a bit aggy. That one there, that flight there. She's thinking, I aren't doing this today for you, mate. Look at how it's stood like that. Looks like two young lads in the playground ready for a fight. We've only got one more chance at this. If we get it right, we can send her right out, hopefully bring her in, and land her on me hand. Now, I don't fly a lot of eagles to me hand unless I really need to. There's a simple reason. It's big and spiky, and that's very close to your head. I like to fly into a perch, but at some point I've got to get her back. If I lose her and I have to go and recover her, I can't really carry a T-perch around with me, you know? I can be anywhere. So we're going to try and get this right. Needs to be a good flight. Nice swing round, into breeze, no misbehaving. I've got to try and get this on my hand, and it doesn't always go well. Let's see if we can do it. I call her Roxy, by the way. Unusual choice of name for a sea eagle. I call her Roxy after a horrible girl I went to school with I didn't like very much. I kept out of her way through my brief education and got through it just. And I keep out of her way, but this is the point now we meet. And it can be kind of tricky. Right, young lady, there's a cracking bit of breeze there. There is no excuse, all right? You can give it one more flight for us. You can see her looking left and right and trying to work this one out now. A big old kick forward into the line of kites towards the main arena now, then peeling off to the left might well work for us. There's more breeze at the right, but I know what she's like. She'll take the easier option. Out we go, a bit further than before. Keep going, don't turn round. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Might get away with this. Yeah, we will, right, look at that. Give her a nice big clap, well done. Look at you laughing because it tried to bite me there. I can see her. It is an awkward thing at this point. A big old feathery piranha, look at it. And she knows she nearly got one over on me there. Look at that look. Got to get it off my hand now into that box like a real dodgy game of Deal or No Deal. If it goes wrong, you all end up in the box. But we'll see if we can do it. Watch. There we go. Well done. Right. I tend to rattle along at the start of my show. And I try and get as much squashed in as I can, because the bit at the end here often takes a minute longer than what you've seen so far. But if it goes well, this can be quite good fun. So we'll just double check with Rebecca. Are we okay on time? Yeah, lovely, right. The largest species of eagle in the world is from Russia, and we call this bird a Steller sea eagle. Steller sea eagles are just enormous things. Now that were big, this is bigger. A wingspan just over 9 feet, and weighing 18 pounds 11 ounces, she's a bit of a unit. To get this to go well today, then, like everything else that you've seen, I follow the same routines that I have at home. And at home I fly 7 days a week for 8 months of the year. I watch for certain things that happen before certain things and encourage what I like and try and walk away from what I don't. We'll get it out, see what we can do today. You like this now, watch this. It's like a modern day dinosaur, it's just blooming enormous. Look at that thing. Jump up then, we have to work together, right? It's just a big old chunky eagle, this. Right, bit of food for you there. I need to get this clicked onto you, so don't be wandering off just yet. Well done. Right, that's you ready, off you go. Look at the size of it. I'll put her in the middle, give her a moment or two. She'll eat a bit of food, have a look around, hopefully wiggle her tail. If she wiggles her tail, that's her sort of going, right, okay, let's get on with it. A bit like you having your big first morning stretch. You know, when you get out of bed, you just feel better for it, don't you? I watch for that. Then I can start going to my next bit. This eagle flies well if you don't rush her and you give her a chance to go to the loo before you ask her to take off. So right now, every one of you is waiting for the largest eagle in the world to go to the loo. Don't worry, you can usually set your watch by it. In about the next 10 to 15 seconds time, that massive eagle will lift its tail in the air, go to the loo, and we can hopefully crack on with the rest of the flying display. So you just take your time, don't go leaping straight off to there. Hang on, no. Hang on. Look at it, it's just desperate to get flying, all right? Follow the routine, you're way too quick today. We follow routines, it works better. So that first, right. You're keen as mustard today. And now you can go, do what you want, I ain't bothered now. Because it tends to be just one of them funny things. It just backfires, it don't go well when you don't follow that routine. Right, anywhere you want right now. In the words of the main arena, get ready, okay? Here we go, straight at you guys. Big old heavy eagle, this one. Let's try and send her a bit further than the white-tailed sea eagle. Get her out over the heavy horse ring and try and pick a bit of breeze up. That's not a bad start. We can build on that today and probably get her a bit further away. We'll bring her in for a chunk of rabbit. She'll drop her legs and wiggle her bum. Give her a nice round of applause, that'll do. This is a great eagle, this. You can sort of go, right, that's where I want you, and we're going to go no closer than that. We're going to keep on going further away. It's tricky how far I dare push them. You know, I'm a Yorkshire lad, they are from this part of the world, they have no idea what's around this area. I had a little jog last night with my dog, I went 4 miles, never left the blooming showfield. But round the corner there could be the biggest open air chicken farm or, you know, guinea pig release project or something. You've got to think how far do you ask her to go. Right, are you hoovering on the floor or are you working in the show? Got to make your mind up, all right? We could do with you really on that perch and not on the floor. Thank you. This is a very big eagle. I don't like it on the floor. You saw the white-tailed sea eagle before thinking about having a scrap. I don't want that thing having a scrap today with me. But we're sort of working in negative air. These are designed for like the seafront, you know, coastal areas of Russia. That east coast of Russia, right down to Hokkaido Island in Japan, is a pretty wild place to live. Winds are 50 and 60 mile an hour, batter the cliffs, creating lift. And these big eagles just step off. When you fly on a flat field like this and the wind's coming down towards you, not a lot of help to really get you moving. So you must have a fit if you want results. Off you go again then. You can see her thinking about this now. First flight was okay, got a nice chunk of rabbit. Let's try and get 2 chunks, but you're going to go further if you're going to do that. Well done, lads. I wouldn't risk my life at photo, but good effort, right? A little bit further than before, big old turn and a bit of breeze just there, right back in, over the top of the sheep show. Double reward, and we'll try and push our luck on this. Look at that. Give her a clap, good girl. There's always a reason for everything in nature. Why is that so big? Why is its beak so big? Why are its feet so big? Why is it the biggest eagle in the world? That's simple. The place it lives requires it to be like that. To get through winter, that has to think outside the box. It can't have a rucksack full of high-calorie foods, thermal underwear, a shelter and GPS coordinates, can it? It has to get through winter with what nature provided it with there. And to do that, it puts a jacket of fat around its body. It eats and eats and eats and eats all the way through summer. Exploiting every opportunity, a washed-up whale carcass on the beach, young seals, for example, seabirds and their chicks. They will even follow the Japanese trawlermen who throw fish out to them as they float past on the ice to try and bring themselves a bit of good luck. And these eagles are clever, they just hoover that all up. Although it's designed and evolved to catch a fish from water, why waste your effort when you can find easier options? She'll go into winter 8 pounds overweight usually. When the weather's bad, just sit back and watch the clouds blow past, and when it gets good, step off and have a cruise about. So today it's hard work. We're asking our eagle to take off over and over again, and she's having to pump those wings like mad to get this flight right. Everyone is getting better than better, and it just looks spectacular. When she's on form like this, she's a brilliant eagle to fly. Watch out at the edge of the arena there. Whoa. That guy with the camera there, was like, you can just think, just move, mate, it's not worth it. It's coming in, it's not even registering yet. So I was like, let's have him. And I think that's brilliant fun. We'll give her one more. Her beak has just started to open. She has just started to get warm now. She's got to cool herself down. Like a dog, she'll pant because she can't sweat. I don't mind, that's her way of dealing with a warm afternoon, but we're not going to give her too much pain today. I'll fly her in the afternoon show as well, and this week we sort of looked at it like a bit of a 5-day break, me and Bex. We aren't on display all day long, the eagles get a bit of peace and quiet, we come in, do our show and nip off out again. So we need one more out of you. Don't turn around and start this now, look at it. He turns around and squares up to me. Did this a while ago, he went like that at me, I went like that. I said, oh, are you scared of me? I thought, some days, yeah. You see, we have a slight problem. All these eagles are the same. If she flew past another stellar sea eagle sat eating a fish, she wouldn't go, oh, well done, Steve, that's a beauty. She'd nick Steve's fish and eat it for herself. Yet I stand here with a bag of food strapped to me right in front of her. I've shown her how to get that food from me and what she must do. But anyway, she's going, yeah, I can fly. But won't it be easier just to stuff you, take it off you and eat it? I may be 6 foot, but she's going, I don't care, I'm an eagle. There's no one in charge of me in the world. Where I live, I'm in charge. So we've got to turn around so she's not facing this way. Don't. Not you be laughing, I'll be hiding behind you in a minute. But we can turn around and put her back into the breeze like this. You need to swing your whole body down, girl, all right? We'll try and use the fact that the bag is this side of it. Oh, there we go, right? We might get a chance for one more, right? And you are fired up for this. I'm going to bring her in and land her on my hand. Now, she's kind of nice to land on your hand, but you're still got to get it absolutely right. She needs to ideally be coming into wind. But even if she's coming downwind, it'll still do it. The minute you commit to it, you've got to do it. Even if you throw food in the floor, she'll go, stuff that and come into your hand. So downwind into wind, you're having it. The minute she takes off, give her a round of applause. She knows she's finishing then, and she'll make a bit of effort. Look at this now. This is going to take a bit of catching in it, eh? As she makes her way towards me now, large chunk of rabbit on the glove. We'll try and get her in if we can. Oh, well done. I'm going to get her under control, guys. We're back out again at 2:30 today. Maybe we'll see you then, but if we don't, have a great afternoon. Enjoy yourselves and take care now. Thank you.